Hey, listen, hero player, they're finally catching on. Okay, the meta, they are finally catching on, and everyone knows that a really hard choke point for heroes is the Vision Hero increase. Usually the infamous Ash Blossom on the increase. Man, even if we don't have a Fusion Destiny, especially if we don't have a Fusion Destiny, that's gonna absolutely shut our turn down. And in today's video, I've come up with a small package to somewhat circumvent that and get rewarded gracefully for it. Michael Bowden once again here, and I am your host, Destiny Hero Mike, baby. And welcome back to D-Time. That's awesome, I love doing this. We're here, baby. It's always D-Time, and in more ways than one. And I've been thinking, okay, I've been seeing hero players kind of complain about the increase problem. This is for Omni, obviously this is for the Omni hero deck, but because you guys know that I've been on Neos for a while now, and this was the small reason why I'm taking a break from this deck for now is just Ash Blossom. It hurts even more now, right? We really, especially if increase is our only means of getting polymerization from deck to hand. I know you guys, there's Blaze Man and whatnot. Yes, we know that there's Blaze Man as well. But I think there's another strong way around the Ash Blossom on increase. Because sometimes even the imperm can be enough to shut us down. Sometimes if they're playing Effect Veiler or something like that, that could be enough to literally kind of just shut our turn down. Recently, I was going against the Mathmech deck, and we know that deck plays a ton of hand traps, and I got 2-0'd. I got 2-0'd the same exact way. I think they had Ash both games, or some sort of negate both games, and I wasn't able to resolve my increase. I didn't have a Fusion Destiny because sometimes I'm just not that good at the game. I'm not that lucky at the game, and yeah, that was just kind of the end of my turn, and we just kind of lose, right? So very frustrating. So I thought of something. I thought of something else to kind of get around this. I thought of something to help deal with this, and we're just gonna put this to the side. We want to consider Spirit of Neos. I know you. Oh, before you think, I know. Look, Bricky, level 7. How do I summon him outside of your Wake Up Your E Hero and yada yada yada? I'm not gonna play something like Engage Neospace. Not gonna do that. Okay, gotcha. Hero player, I hear you. Okay, I hear you. All right. Hear me out. Hear me out. Crosskeeper. It's just a small package. It's a small package, and you know, I'm gonna do a demonstration. And another thing too, if you're not doing protection of the elements, and before we get into ratios, before I even get into ratios, there's ways you can do this. You could do 2, you could do 4, or you could do 3, or you just do 4 or 5, right? But I know some hero players are probably even considering like a cross out designator, something like that, right? I'm gonna argue this is better. So to save more space, especially if you don't want to main deck the Ash Blossom, you could literally replace your cross out designator, right, and the Ash package, right, for this. And should this resolve, should you get everything, you're gonna get it probably up to a draw 4 with this. So I'm gonna break down the scenario. I basically see this package as something as like our Rite of Amnesia, the Rite of Amnesia, the adventure package. I really see this as that package because Spirit of Neos doesn't lock us at all. Neither does a Crosskeeper. They don't lock us whatsoever. And lest we forget, he can also search the polymerization. So this is after, I'm gonna show you guys the demonstration, but I think this package is worth considering. And again, whatever type of package that you want to play, whether again 3, 4, 5, or yeah, so 3, 4, 5, or even just still 4, right? Whichever package that you end up considering playing, I think is worth it. It doesn't take the whole deck. Especially it's really good if you're considering going over 40, going into 44, 45, something like that. I've been seeing a lot of hero players do that. It's a little bit more popularized since I call it the Christmas effect. Shout out to Nathaniel Christmas. I call it the Christmas effect, where decks that are going over 40 are getting results. So that's another means of doing that in terms of ratio. So I already got that down for you guys. But let's get into the demonstration of how this works. All right, so I just want to note that there are many ways of going into this setup. And this is just the 3 cards that we're working with. This is just an example hand that I've come up with. There's a sample scenario. Every hand is always going to be different. You might get, you know, Hero Live, stuff like that. So basically the point of this is if they Ash Blossom, there's a way to play around the Ash Blossom, and there's still a way to get to your polymerization. And then also if they don't Ash Blossom, how to really get maximum value if they don't Ash Blossom. So here's how we're going to start, okay? We're going to go, a common setup is Ferris and Shadow Mist, right? That's common, right? So we're going to use a Ferris, discard the Shadow Mist, and then we're going to get Ferris. So we go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, all right? And then we're going to add our hero. We're going to go ahead and add, we want to keep 2 on the field. No, now I want to say this. Yes, you can get a Vion from your deck to your hand. Yes, you can, just in case that you fear them having an Ash Blossom or something like that. But usually you don't want to do that, because if they don't have an Ash Blossom, well then this is going to be a redundant ad if they don't have the Ash Blossom. This is why we really like this setup. We don't have to keep going for Vion, right? This is why we really like this setup, okay? So, you know, in terms of our normal summon, right? So we're going to add our Stratos, all right? Add Stratos, and then resolve Ferris. Go ahead and bring out the increase. We haven't even normal summon yet, so we're just going to play that way, right? Tribute, increase, tribute, special. Now here comes the obvious Ash, very annoying. So now here's what we're going to do at this point, right? So we got hit by the Ash, right? We don't have called by or something like that, but we have this instead. I think the Cross Keeper is a little bit more rewarding, and here's what I mean. We're going to go ahead and normal summon the Stratos. Because again, you guys are going to see why, like, adding the Vion here is a little redundant. You don't really need to do that. Boom. Add the Spirit of Neos, right? Because again, we could add the Blaze Man, right? For example, let's pretend this is Blaze Man, right? We add the Blaze Man instead of the Stratos. He gets polymerization, and that's all he's able to do, right? Is just add polymerization. Can't keep going. Increase is not an E-hero, right? So that's problematic, right? So I like Spirit of Neos better here if we're gonna have 2 monsters on the field, because you're gonna see why here in just a second. Then we're gonna go Cross Keeper, special, and then Spirit of Neos is gonna go ahead and get, let's put him on this side. Spirit of Neos is gonna go ahead and get that polymerization from deck to hand. So boom. And then the Spirit of Neos is once again going to tag back. You have the option for this. Again, there are many routes for this. You do have the option for this. But I'm going to go in for the vanilla Neos. Now, what I mean by option is you can link off for the Infernal Divisor and add the Neos that way. But I don't know. I like this line a little better, personally. Then you're going to go polymerization between these 2. And then you're going to go ahead and summon your Infernal Rage. Then you're going to go Chain Link 1 Infernal Rage. Always have him as Chain Link 1. And then Chain Link 2 your Cross Keeper. And then, you're going to go ahead and draw 2. We'll see what we draw. It's going to be whatever at this point. Maybe we can see a Fusion Destiny or something like that. Hey, yeah, we were able to see a Fusion Destiny. That was cool. So that's because we only started with 3 cards. So, you know, it's pretty realistic that we have a Fusion Destiny in hand. And then we go ahead and resolve our Infernal Divisor and add the favorite contact, and then we're able to play from there and do our, just continue, right? We're able to extend from there. Now check this out. Here's why this is better than Blaze Man, okay? I want to show you guys what happens if we're uninterrupted. What happens if there is no Ash Blossom, right? I want to show you guys what happens there, okay? And why I really like this package if there is no Ash Blossom. So you guys, we're just gonna kind of go back to our setup here. All right, so we're gonna go Ferris, pitch the Shadow Mist, special, same scenario, right? Cross Keepers in our hand, same scenario. Oh, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. We're gonna go ahead and add our Stratos. Because, yeah, it's no fun if the increase gets stopped. So that's one workaway around it. Then increase, tribute, special. This is what happens if we go in and go uninterrupted. All right, no Ash Blossom or anything like that. And then goes to Vion, and then Vion is going to send obviously like a Malicious or something like that here. Then the Vion is going to go ahead and banish, get you your Polymerization, and you're just able to do, you know, pretty dope stuff from there. All right, so here we already have the Polymerization, which is pretty dope. You can go ahead and normal summon the Stratos and then search. So you could pretty much literally, you get a draw 4 if you want. That's one way of looking at it, but here's what I would do, and this is why I would consider this a package. Go ahead and get the Spirit of Neos, and then go ahead and you still can get a draw 4, which is dope. Go ahead and discard the Crosskeeper and special summon the Spirit of Neos, but I wouldn't go for the draw 4 because it's like you pretty much already have what you need. Then Spirit of Neos is going to get your protection of the elements should you not get stopped, right? Now that's just pretty dope. And from this point, if you want, you can go in, like literally the world is your oyster. If you want to, you can link these two off for the Infernal Divisor and get the Neos that way, or again just tag him back, bring out the vanilla Neos and poly between, because you're always gonna get a draw 2. So you don't really need a draw 4 if you're gonna get a draw 2. You have your Omni Negate. You haven't even used your Cross Crusader yet. So, and fun fact, hold on. You have Cross Crusader, Cross Keeper. They're a little similar, aren't they? Like, aren't they a little similar? Which is pretty cool. Like, they have armor, but they're both Dark Warriors too. Level 2, rank 2. It's pretty sick. I just thought I'd point that out. And look, or they both have like visors on their face and armor. They're kind of similar. They remind me of each other a lot. But yeah, you're gonna get a draw 2, so you don't necessarily need to get the Liquid Soldier, and you can easily get into Liquid Soldier because again, you're gonna draw 2. You're gonna recycle your Polymerization with the Wonder Driver, because these two link off to the Wonder Driver. Let's go ahead and bring out the Wonder Driver, and then we're gonna go ahead and use the Spirit of Neos to tag himself back to summon the Spirit, because it's less extra steps at this point. And so again, like I said, you're gonna get your draw 2. You're gonna get your fusion monster. You're gonna get your draw 2. I like it. You know, some might call it situational, but I personally kind of really like it. I like it as a package. You don't have to do it. Just something that I thought, you know, just something that I thought to kind of mess around with, experiment with, you know, see how you, let me know what you guys think of this. Like I said, the ratios don't have to take up a whole lot, right? It doesn't have to take up your whole deck. That's another thing with hero decks. It's like space is always an issue with heroes. So like I said, there's, you know, many ways, there's many ways to go about it. You could do different ratios. If you feel like the 3 Crosskeeper is too much, okay, you could go down to 2 and 4, literally a 4 card ratio. Or again, if you really aren't feeling protection of the elements, that's a 3 card ratio. Not bad. It's not even really that demanding. But at minimum, definitely 2 Crosskeeper and the Spirit of Neos. So, or you could just go down to 1 Crosskeeper with the Rhoda, right, and the Spirit of Neos, right. So again, there are many ways into this. There are many setups into this, into getting out the Spirit of Neos, and you get rewarded gracefully. So you get up to draw 4 for doing this. So you don't get just a called by. It's more than that. It's, you get to keep playing. You're gonna get a draw 4. You're gonna get your resources back. I think it's worth considering. And again, if you go in uninterrupted, well, now you're probably really going to win because you have your interrupt with the Shining Neos and protection of the elements without going into Wake Up, right? Wake Up is a bit demanding, that combo, that would imply full combo. So this, I really like this setup. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think about this. And I love you guys. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one.